everyone, my name is Dr. Sonal Rajpal. Students, today I am going to explain what is double displacement reaction. In this reaction, two compounds react by the exchange of ions to form two new compounds, that is called as the double displacement reaction. For example, student, in this reaction, AgNO3, that is silver nitrate, reacts with sodium chloride. It will lead to the formation of silver chloride and sodium nitrate. Students, there is one left hand side and there is one right hand side. Students, left hand side को हम reactant बोलते हैं, right side को products बोलते हैं. और students, अगर आप देखेंगे AgNO3 is a compound. It has one positive ions and one negative ions. Likewise, sodium chloride has also one positive part and one negative part. So these are the two compounds having both positive and negative parts, and these are called salt also. And I will explain salt in my next video. तो स्टूडेंट आपको यहाँ पर क्या करना है, सिल्वर नाइट्रेट के पॉजिटिव पार्ट को यू हैव टू एक्सचेंज विद द पॉजिटिव पार्ट ऑफ द सोडियम क्लोराइड. सो देर इज अ एक्सचेंज ऑफ द आयंस बेटा. और स्टूडेंट्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर वन थिंग, हमें पॉजिटिव पार्ट को पॉजिटिव से एक्सचेंज करना है और नेगेटिव पार्ट को नेगेटिव से एक्सचेंज करना है. इट इज अप टू यू. अगर आप पॉजिटिव पार्ट को एक्सचेंज कर रहे हैं तो आप दूसरे वाले कंपाउंड का भी पॉजिटिव पार्ट ही मूव करना चाहिए. सो इट विल लीड टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ टू न्यू कंपाउंड्स. इन दिस केस silver chloride and sodium nitrate is formed. So this is an example of double displacement in which there is exchange of the two ions of the two compounds takes place to forms two new different compounds. And in this double displacement reaction, student, white precipitate of AgCl is also formed. But students, it is not always the case that is in every double displacement reaction precipitation occurs. Sometimes soluble products are also formed. So students, precipitation reaction क्या होता है? Whenever in a reaction there is an insoluble solid substance in the form of precipitate is formed, that is called as the precipitation reaction. And you know students, precipitation reactions are always a kind of double displacement reaction. स्टूडेंट, जिस भी रिएक्शन में प्रेसिपिटेशन होगा दे आर द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. एंड बट इन एवरी डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी स्टूडेंट्स दैट इज अकम्पेन्ड बाय द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रेसिपिटेट. इट मीन्स कि हर एक डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन में ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है बेटा कि ऑलवेज प्रेसिपिटेशन occurs. Sometimes some soluble substance are also formed. For example, I'll explain this with example. This is an example of double displacement reaction where the soluble substance are formed but not PPT formation occurs. For example, whenever the sodium chloride react with potassium nitrate, it will lead to the formation of sodium nitrate and potassium chloride. Again student, you have to focus on the left side. In left side, this is compound sodium chloride. It is having one positive part and one negative part, and the potassium nitrate also have one positive part, one negative part. Students, if you want to exchange the positive ions, that is the sodium ions of this sodium chloride will move towards this side, and the potassium ions of this potassium nitrate will move toward this side. It will lead to the formation of two new compounds, that is sodium nitrate and potassium chloride. But in this there is no PPT formation occurs. So this is an example of double displacement with soluble product formation but no PPT. Again, second example, when the sodium hydroxide react with hydrochloric acid, it will lead to the formation of sodium chloride and water is formed. Again in this reaction, students, in sodium hydroxide it has one positive part and one negative part, and hydrochloric acid has having one positive part, one negative part. Students, अब मैं यहाँ पर नेगेटिव को नेगेटिव से एक्सचेंज करूँगी. मीन्स this OH negative ions of this sodium hydroxide, it will move towards this side, and this chloride ions will move towards this side. स्टूडेंट्स आपको ये याद रखना है, अगर आप पॉजिटिव पार्ट को एक्सचेंज कर रहे हो तो आप पॉजिटिव को पॉजिटिव से करो, और अगर नेगेटिव को कर रहे हो नेगेटिव को नेगेटिव से एक्सचेंज करो. दिस इज द राइट वे, एंड इट विल लीड टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ टू न्यू कंपाउंड्स. सो इन दिस reaction, no PPT formed, but it is an example of double displacement reaction. Now I am going to explain the double displacement reaction where the precipitation occurs. Like barium chloride, if it react with copper sulfate, it will form barium sulfate and copper chloride, and the barium sulfate is formed in the form of PPT, which is white in color. So again student, there is exchange of ions. This barium ion is positive, chloride ion is negative. So this positive ion will exchange the position with the positive ions of this copper sulfate, and it will lead to the formation of two new compounds you just see here. Again, I am taking another example. When the lead nitrate reacts with potassium iodide, it will lead to the formation of potassium lead iodide PPT, which is yellow in color, and potassium nitrate is formed. Again student, this lead, which is positive part, will exchange its position with the positive part of this potassium, and formation of two new compounds are formed along with the yellow PPT of lead iodide. So in conclusion student, I want to say every precipitation reaction is a kind of double displacement reaction. Student, जहाँ पर भी PPT formation होगा, there is an exchange of ions, and this is an example of double displacement reaction. But all the double displacement reaction are not always a precipitation reactions, because in some cases soluble products are also formed. So if you like my video, please subscribe my channel for more science videos, science classes at the rate Dr. Sona Rajpat 123. Thank you.